Okay, this is assignment 4 we're going to be talking about, which is your art experimental project. Some of you guys might struggle with this, but I mean, I want to push your creativity on this. I haven't always assigned this, and then one of my part-timers started making it a required assignment, and it was some of the strongest pieces in class. So like last quarter, one of my students shot an art experimental that it just got in a student art show, which is a juried show, and it's pretty cool. I'll show you an example of it. She actually cut out like shapes and characters and did shine light through them and did shadows, and it was really cool. I want you guys to be creative, and you can go any direction you want, and we're going to show a lot of examples of art experimental pieces. And with this, it can be more artistic. It could be experimenting with things you haven't done before. It could be a stop frame animation. It could be a time lapse. It could be, years ago I had a student that he shot all these projects, and the whole project was out of focus, and it was always lights coming through cracks, and it was just beautiful the way he shot it. Like it was like inside a barn with light coming through, lights, but it was all out of focus. And what it was his interpretation of the world. He said, sometimes I just like to take my glasses off, and this is the way I see the world. And what was interesting for me on that was it was before I wore glasses, and now when I take my glasses off, I see the world the way he portrayed it, and he did a really good job. But if you just watched it, you would wonder, what in the heck am I watching? It's all out of focus. But it was a beautiful piece, and again, it was his interpretation of what the world looks like when he doesn't wear his glasses. So the first piece we're going to watch is from 1929, and it is Louis Brunel and Salvador Dali worked on this piece. You can find 15-minute versions, you can find 20-minute versions, and it's when you watch it, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say art experimental. Okay, I hope you liked the movie, and you're probably thinking, what the heck did I just watch with the Un Chien? And again, that was an early art experimental. And again, Salvador Dali, who was a painter. And again, it's hard to get a meaning out of it. And you think of the famous scene from that is where it's the cow's eyeball, where he reaches around and cuts the eyeball. Pretty grotesque, but I mean, that's the famous scene from that movie. The next example we're going to talk about is Time Code. A Time Code was a movie. It's on IFC once in a while, and what it is, it's a quad split. So it follows characters through of, you'll see 4 videos run at once. So in one box, you'll see one of the characters. So you're always following the characters, even though they're not in the scenes, you see what they're doing. So again, that's kind of experimenting with a quad split, and you're doing a whole movie with that. So let's watch the trailer for Time Code. If you ever get a chance to watch Time Code on IFC, I've never seen it all the way through. I've seen pieces and parts, and I was just aware of them trying something different with that. There's different ways you can, it's not all about art. It's also about experimenting and trying new things. Okay, the next one we're going to show is George Lucas, a college film, and I'd never watched that till I watched it earlier today, and I heard an interview with George Lucas, and he was talking about early in college how he wanted to do more artistic pieces and experimental films and things. And when you watch this, you're going to see some things in here where you see influences of there's a little bit of Star Wars type of influences. You can see early in his career with some of the characters in this piece that it's like, okay, that's where he got the stormtrooper information from, or he was thinking this through his head from watching this. And this is called Electronic Labyrinth, THX 1138 4EB. And it's from when he was in college at USC in 1967. And I think it's very artistic. And it's kind of out there also. So it's about 15 minutes long. So go ahead and watch it and see what you think. Okay, and it was kind of cool to see, there's a couple famous directors that we were going to watch their pieces. So this next piece we're going to look at is called Waking Life, and we're going to watch the trailer. And I think different artists they shot this on a DV camera, a little cheap handheld camera at the time, and I think they handed it to different groups of artists, and they, did filters or gave their look to it. And it looks like an animation, but they shot it on video, and then they took it into programs and gave it the artistic look of it. So this is the trailer for Waking Life. The next movie we're going to talk about is The Big Shave, and it was a artistic piece from 1967 from Martin Scorsese. I hope you guys can get through it. It's kind of interesting, and I think something like this could be shot pretty easily. It's one location. You need one actor, a bathroom, and a little bit of special effects, but I'll let you guys watch that. And I wouldn't say they're more practical effects than special effects because of what they're doing. So go ahead, and I think I've read that this was his protest to the Vietnam War. And all these movies we watch, you can go to Wikipedia, you can find information about them. But it's pretty interesting to think that, like the Lucas one, these were some of their student films when they were doing these. So this is The Big Shave is the next one you need to watch. Earlier in the quarter, when we were talking about composition and shooting, we showed The Long Shot from the Orson Welles movie, A Touch of Evil, and think how long that shot was. So the next trailer we're going to watch is a movie called The Russian Ark, and the full movie is one shot. And it's shot in a museum in Russia, and I've never seen it, but imagine what you would have to do to pull off one shot for a whole movie. If you've seen the movie Birdman, I think there's 6 or 7 shots in there, or the movie 1917, really long shots where it's not quick edits like what we're used to seeing. So the next trailer is The Russian Ark. Let's go on to music videos next. There's a band called OK Go. I gave 2 examples in the sheet you're going to look at, or links to look at the OK Go videos. And if you get a chance, if you enjoy them, go watch a lot of their videos. I mean, all of them are beautiful. The way they choreograph, the artistic, the feel of them. I mean, one of my coworker said, "Hey, have you seen this video? We were talking about art, experimental stuff, and the one we're going to show is Writing on the Wall, and it's like a mousetrap thing. So when we talk about long shots, it's one shot, and think of what it would take for planning." And I think you could find a behind the scenes of them setting up the Writing on the Wall. And I also gave you an example of one of theirs where they do a slow motion piece, and I think all their videos have how-tos or how they did them, and you can find other music videos. I mean, music video is art experimental if you think about it. If you have a favorite music video, go watch it. I mean, you really see the artistic styles in a lot of music videos and the creativity. And again, people are going to pay you for your creativity and how you can do things. Okay, so watch the 2 OK Go videos. And if you want to, if you see other music videos you like, send me links. I love to see stuff that's like, hey, I love this. It really influenced me. Okay. So again, go watch the 2 OK Go videos. The next example is a stop frame animation of a person that does spray paint art. It's called Softlies. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Limitless. It's a beautiful video, and it's all stop frame animation. It's amazing the way, I mean, you'll see exactly what I mean. I mean, I couldn't imagine what it would take to do the warehouse, and there's different things with this. So, and again, I'm just trying to inspire you to think creatively with this assignment. So again, watch the Softlies Limitless video. Okay, welcome back. The next one, we're almost getting to the end of some of my examples. The next example is the movie Dogville. It's a really dark movie, but what's really cool about it, it's a small town, supposed to be an older movie, and they shoot it all on a sound stage. And the trailer doesn't even show the sound stage, but if you do a search on Dogville, and I'll probably put this link in here, and look up images and look at the set. It's all on a sound stage, and it has furniture and stuff, but the walls of the houses and the streets are just like taped off or chalked off. And so you can see the whole town, this whole street, and it's really dark and lit. And again, you're seeing through all the houses in this small town. So again, that's called Dogville, and here's the trailer. Okay, the last one, I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Mother. It is deep. I don't think I made it through it because I didn't understand it when I was watching it. When I saw the trailers, I really wanted to see it, and it looked like a horror from the trailers, but it has this really deep meaning behind it. Like Jennifer Lawrence plays, she's like a Mother Nature character, and her husband's like a Jesus character. And it is, I mean, it is out there. It's kind of, I would say it's more modern day of some of the other things we saw. So again, with this lecture, I want you guys to think creatively. There's no right or wrong with this. It can be where you play with filters. Years ago, when I first started teaching, I had a gentleman in the class that visually his stuff was amazing. In Moving Image Lab, he did some of the strongest pieces I've ever seen, and he's still a working professional now. And he did this piece. I can find it. I don't know if I can find it online anywhere, and I still think it holds up. And he went out and just shot a bunch of stuff, and he went into Final Cut at the time and used all these filters and on this kind of neat footage and the way he edited it and all the filters he put on it. It's just a beautiful piece. So again, it could be the way you shoot it, and it could be more artistic. It could be, it's really cool. One of the examples, I said one of our students got a piece in our student art show, and that one should be online. I'll have a link to that one. We had an artist one time in the gallery, and he was a photographer, and he did a bunch of other art. And one of his pieces it's an installation video. So he had a screen for every 10 years of his life. So when he was 20, he sat and stared at a camera, head and shoulder shot, white wall, and stared at a camera for an hour. And then when he turned 30, he did it again. When he turned 40, he did it again. So here's these 3 monitors with just a head staring at a camera, and you see him blinking and moving. And that is, it's just cool the way he did it. So when he turns 50, when he does the installation piece, there'll be 4 monitors. And if he keeps doing his art, They'll be 5. So it's really, really cool of what you can do. There's another video I need to show. It's a little girl, and it shows her grow up. Her dad, I think, was some kind of creative thing. So every year he would videotape, and you can see her grow up. And I think she got up to 18. So it would take 18 years to make this video. And I show it in class, and it's like, whoa, that's so cool. And again, it would take 18 years to make that. And again, speaking of art experimental, you've probably heard of the movie Boyhood. Boyhood, I forget how long it took, and I think it's either on Hulu or Netflix right now, but they actually have the character growing up. So we just watched the movie Moonlight in art and film class, and they have 3 different people play the character. As a boy, little boy, then he's high school, then he's young adult. And it's 3 different actors. But with the movie Boyhood, they actually shot so much over the years, so it was the same characters, and you saw them grow up. And I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it, and I've heard it's really good. So again, you will have an art experimental assignment, and you can take it any direction you want. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching what I've had to show, and I'll send an assignment sheet out for this.